Thank you very much, Dr. Asma, and also all the committees. Assalamualaikum, good afternoon, and hi everyone. As mentioned by Dr. Asma, I'm Dr. Noliza from rheumatologist from Hospital Selayang. I was informed that about thousands doctors or GP interested to join virtual uh, class today. I'm glad to hear about that. Uh, uh, Thumbs up for you all. Okay. Today, my presentation is about clinical presentation, comorbidities, and diagnosis of gout. Okay. The learning objective from my talk, the participants at the end of the talk must be able to identify the clinical presentation of gout, understand how diagnosis is made, uh, and then to learn importance of comorbidities in gout. My outline of a slide presentation include classic clinical stages in gout and their features, diagnosis of gout, what is the gold standard of diagnosis, what are the clinical manifestation highly suggestive of gout, what are the laboratory investigation to support the diagnosis, and imagings available, differential diagnosis of gout, and important of comorbidities of gout. Basically, the clinical presentation of gout can be divided into three. Early part, gout flare, first gout flare or second gout flare, and then intracritical gout and chronic gout arthritis. What does it mean by gout flare? Gout flare means when there is clinical evidence of acute inflammation, either by arthritis, tendinitis, bursitis, induced by MSU crystal. Okay, what are the symptoms of arthritis or acute arthritis? Arthritis meaning inflammation of the joint, meaning the joint has pain, it is warm, red, and the joint difficult to move. Okay, it occurs abruptly. For gout, it occurs abruptly, very painful. Peak the intensity within 24 hours. It commonly affected first MTP or podagra. The midfoot ankle also can be involved. Okay. Usually the gout flare precipitated by acute medical or surgical illness, dehydration, food such as purine-rich diet from animal sources especially. Fever can be present. Fever is part of the acute inflammation symptom. Okay. What are the physical examination during a flare? Okay. Swelling, as I have mentioned before, joint swelling, redness, warm, tender, markedly reduced movement. And then when the inflammation reduce, there is desquamation of overlying skin, mengelupas, desquamation of overlying skin, and febrile. Okay. Intercritical gout. Okay. At the early diagnosis or at the early manifestation of gout, usually patient will has means infrequent episode of joint pain, swelling, and tender. And then for the early part of the diagnosis, the patient may present a period where a period of asymptomatic between gout flare. The first episode and then symptom free and then another episodes. This condition we call intercritical gout. And then after episodes of intercritical gout, the patient may go to chronic gout arthritis. Chronic gout arthritis meaning continuously or persistent joint inflammation induced by MSU crystal. It also can characterize by chronic arthritis, meaning the joint persistently swelling, okay, with or without tophi, chronic joint pain, and chronic functional disability. Further, it also can cause destruction of the joint. Okay, and in chronic gout arthritis, the flare become more frequent. Physical examination of chronic arthritis, what we can see from a patient with chronic gout arthritis, joint deformity. Okay, they may have fixed flexion deformity. You can see subcutaneous tophi as white or yellow, non-tender, nodule. But it also can be tender if it is inflamed. The commonest site at first MTP joint. It also can happen at Achilles tendon, peroneal tendon, yeah, ear, olecranon bursa. Olecranon bursa meaning elbow. Okay, finger pad. Yeah, you can see the apa tu tophi at the finger pad. It can be infected with sign of inflammation. Sometimes it ulcerate with discharge. The discharge color is white chalky material. This is what I have mentioned to you all. Can you see the arrow? This is what I've mentioned to you all before. Asymptomatic. First is asymptomatic hyperuricemia, but not all patients with hyperuricemia will end up means will later become gout. Okay, but hyperuricemia is one of the risk factor. Okay, and then become first episode of gout flare. These are the early at the early of diagnosis. Okay, at the early of diagnosis, the flare intermittently. In 1 year, maybe once or twice or thrice. Okay, like this. And there is episodes of intercritical gout. Yeah, intercritical gout meaning there is symptom free in between the gout flare. After that, after prolonged exposure of hyperuricemia and also on and off gout flare, the patient may become chronic gout arthritis where the symptoms become persistent, recurrent flare, and more means the intensity uh, increase. Okay, increase. The intensity increase. Okay, and the tophi start deposited and the joint become deformed. This is what I have mentioned before. The presence of tophi at the year of the patient. Okay, this is tophi presented. Presence of tophi at the left malleolus. Here also actually you can see here the tophi and also here tophi. Okay, here also tophi. Okay, at the left fifth toe. Diagnosis of gout. Gold standard of diagnosis of gout arthritis is demonstration of MSU crystal in the synovial fluid or tophus from tophus aspirate. Yeah, it confirms diagnosis of gout. It has very high specificity, 100%. How to detect MSU crystal? Of course, through the microscope. Okay, we use usually polarized light microscope. On the A picture, this is how the crystal, MSU crystal appear in the dark field microscope. On the photo B, when we put polarizer, it become like this. Okay. Warna-warni, colorful. Okay. Because actually the microscope is single microscope, but we can see it from dark field part and also polarized part. Okay. If confirmation by demonstration of MSU crystal possible, diagnostic is not possible. I think diagnosis of gout can be made through evaluation. If confirm, let's say we cannot do knee aspiration because there is no effusion or there is no microscope. Yeah, especially at the primary care, we don't have microscope, and not many of us know how to aspirate the knee. Okay, we can make diagnosis of gout through clinical manifestation supported by lab investigation and imaging modalities. Okay, present of tophus and respond to colchicine has high specificity. Um, and specificity and tu how to ni dia the high specificity respond presence of tophus and respond to colchicine at high specificity, 1 for tophus and 0.85% for colchicine. When compared with MSU crystal, demonstrate in the diagnosis of the meaning of this sentence, statistic sentence, meaning if you are not able to to do the microscopic examination of synovial fluid, presence of tophus, and also response of symptom to colchicine has high specificity to diagnose as gout. Serum uric acid diagnosis of gout should not be made based on hyperuricemia alone, as not all hyperuricemic subjects develop gout. Okay, if the patient has very high uric acid level, but there is no symptom, we cannot make the diagnosis of gout. Yeah, must have symptom. Okay, except for certain condition lah. The risk for both gout incidence or recurrence of flare increase with higher SU level at baseline. Okay, the cut-off level for SU to diagnose hyperuricemia is 6.8 milligram per deciliter or 408 micromole per liter. To be senangkan dia, actually if more than 7 milligram per deciliter or more than 420 micromole per liter. A normal or low SU during flare does not exclude gout at the level as the level may not be elevated during flare. Yes, betul, especially if the patient has very typical symptoms and signs of gout, but the uric acid level is low. So for this kind of group of patient, the serum uric acid level may be repeated at 2 weeks after completion of flare, of the complete resolution of flare. Okay. This slide show the radiograph. Okay. Radiographic changes in patient with gout. What we can see here, okay, there is erosion here. This is the first MTP. You can see the erosion, okay, here. Okay, you can see the arrow. And also this is reduced joint space, redamage actually. And also you can see the putih-putih one ni is a gout, gout deposits. You can also see the soft tissue swelling here. Here also ada erosion. Some technical problem, sorry ya. Okay, here also you can see the erosion. Okay, see here, the joint already damaged, dah patah, The hand X-ray, this one also show the tophi deposition at the MCP. This one tophi, putih-putih one, this tophi. This one you can see the erosion kat sini. Kat sini also has erosion. The joint already damaged, a significant reduced joint space here at the MCP and the deviation already of the MCP joint. Oh, dia kena. Okay, okay. Hmm. This is MSK ultrasound, musculoskeletal ultrasound. Okay. Okay. What you can see from the MSK ultrasound, you can see the double contour. Okay. See the density of the line here. It is sama. It is similar with the line here. Okay. It must be sama. Then we can call double contour. It must be same the intensity. Sometimes if you see there is three line here, it is not double contour. That one is for pseudo gout. Okay. This one must be done by trained ni lah doktor kan, we can train you. It is useful, yes, it is useful in assisting diagnosis of gout, especially when presentation is atypical, and then we cannot do the microscopic examination of the synovial fluid. Okay, here also we can see the red color ni, meaning the inflammation. Inflammation. There is also some synovial effusion here, and then other deposits, tophi. Okay. ACR EULA 2015 gout classification criteria. Actually, this one you can Google it, you can open it. You can open it through Google. You can open it now also can. A person with a score of more than 10 or at 10 can be classified as having gout with a sensitivity 92% and specificity of 89%. It is very easy. Kalau you Google pun, you akan dapat yang lagi satu tu is ACR EULA 2015 calculator. So you just put in the criteria, and then they will give score already. Okay. This is the formal one lah. This is not calculator. This one kena bulat-bulat lah, and then you have to kira. The most important one you must know is this dark blue color box ni. First, to use this classification criteria, entry criteria, the patient must have at least one episode of swelling, pain and tenderness in a peripheral joint besar. If you don't have this criteria, you cannot use this classification criteria. You must have the step 1 criteria ni. At least one episode of joint arthritis. Okay, then you can use this classification criteria and score. Okay, but if you already if there is evidence of MSU crystal, in a symptomatic joint besar, or there is present of tophus, already sufficient criteria, can classify as gout already without applying this classification criteria. Okay, jadi siapa yang kita harus guna? So patient yang has no sufficient criteria, it's not sufficient criteria, or but the patient has at least one episode of joint swelling. Okay, joint arthritis, joint arthritis, not joint swelling, joint arthritis, Okay. How to score? First, you have to look at the pattern of joint or besar involvement during the symptomatic episodes. Kalau the patient has ankle or midfoot as part of the joint involvement, as part of the monoarticular or polyarticular, the gout also can be polyarticular. It can be mistakenly diagnosed as RA. Okay, this one, This one usually they monoarticular or oligoarticular, especially at the ankle or midfoot. It score 1. Okay, if involvement of first metatarsal at first MTP, as part of monoarticular or oligoarticular episode, it score 2. You must choose the highest mark. Okay. Kalau the patient has first MTP, joint arthritis, not joint swelling only, the score will be 2. Okay. And then look at the characteristic symptomatic episodes. Okay. If there is erythema, okay. If that patient cannot, the pain is maximum, patient where the side, the joints too, very painful. Patient cannot bear touch or pressure. Okay. Or patient has great difficulty to walk. Okay. Using the affected joint. This is one characteristic. The erythema one characteristic. This one second, two characteristic. This one, if all three characteristic positive, the score will be 3. If only one characteristic, the mark will be 1. Okay. And then we look at the type of episode. Is it typical one or not? Okay. And then is it only once or recurrent? Okay. Present, the time course episode ever, presence, ever or more than 2, irrespective of anti-inflammatory treatment, time to maximum pain. Okay. The gout ni typically the pain dia maximum peak at 24 hours. Okay. And then resolution within 14 days. Okay. Or below lah. 7 days ke, 3 days ke. If this typical symptom, once, score 1. Okay. If recurrent, score 2. Okay. If there is clinical evidence of tophus, draining or chalk like already 4 lah. Yeah, 4. Okay, lab serum uric acid lah ya. Ideally before kita start ULT, and ideally after 4 week from the first episode, yeah, symptom during the symptom free. Okay, 4 week during the symptom free. Okay, if let's say the level uric acid level 500 already, meaning score 3, 400 micromole, nearly mole per liter. Okay, score meaning score 3. If the patient, if at your clinic have able to do the aspiration and you look at the microscope, there is no MCU, it -2. It will -2. Okay. Let's say the uric acid level 500, score 3. And then you buat MSU negative, -2. Jadi dah negatif kat sini jadi 1 only. Okay. Okay, imaging. If let's say there is double contour, 4 already. Okay. DECT ni special test lah. Okay, even at our hospital also don't have DECT. This one conventional radiograph ni meaning X-ray. If present damage or erosion, markah dia terus 4. And then you score lah. Senang je you buka the calculator. Calculator one senang. Okay. So in the book, CPG gout book, we recommend that demonstration of MSU crystal in synovial fluid or tophus aspirate under polarized light microscopy should be performed to confirm diagnosis of gout. But if it's not possible, the diagnosis may be made based on typical clinical manifestation. And MSK ultrasound may assist in the diagnosis in atypical presentation. Okay, that a diagnosis of gout can be reasonably made in a hyperuricemic patient who present with acute monoarthritis or the first MTP joint. Of course, the other causes for acute oligoarthritis, monoarthritis should be considered before we make diagnosis of gout, especially if the site of joint is not typical for gout. Like knee, must rule out septic arthritis. The other differential diagnosis could be pseudo gout, psoriatic arthritis and reactive arthritis. Okay. Comorbidities are common in people with gout. Metabolic disease, okay, and can complicate the disease management and outcome. Gout was associated with an increase in all-cause mortality. Gout shown to be independent risk factor for mortality due to coronary heart disease and kidney disease. All this from our systemic review study, okay? Screening of CHD and its risk factor, therefore, penting, okay? Hypertension, diabetes, hyperlipidemia, renal disease, including urolithiasis should be done routinely, okay? Patients with uncontrolled gout have a higher association with diabetes mellitus, CKD, and congestive heart failure compared with well-controlled gout. This one, all the statement ni from the systemic review study, okay? So, we recommend that screening for comorbidities associated with gout, for example, hypertension, diabetes, hyperlipidemia, coronary heart disease, renal disease, including urolithiasis, should be done for diagnosis and during follow-up. Okay. This is the baseline investigation in a newly diagnosed gout patient. Yeah, it should be done lah. It should be done. Full blood count, okay, renal profile, liver function test, serum uric acid, okay, fasting blood sugar, comorbidities, fasting blood sugar, fasting serum lipid, liver function test for comorbidities juga, ya. Fatty liver kan, full and microscopic examination of urine, urine FME, plain radiograph, plain radiograph, you can see what? You can see the erosion, ultrasound of the kidney, ureter and bladder, at least once lah. ECG, ECG penting, Take home message, gout, remember, 3 classic clinical stages, okay? Gout flare, gout flare. Remember, the early diagnosis, early manifestation, gout flare, and then intercritical gout before they become chronic gout arthritis. Usually, patients come to us during chronic gout arthritis. Because for the gout flare early diagnosis, they go to pharmacy. They love to buy the regime, okay? They come to us when chronic gout arthritis. So we have to make sure diagnosis is correct. We must manage patient properly, because usually they come to us during chronic, okay? Okay. Gout flare present with symptom of acute arthritis with joint pain, swelling, warm redness, and movement difficulty. Ini sign and symptom of arthritis, inflammation of joint, okay, pain, okay. Ni kita belajar during medical school kan, pain, swelling, warm, red, movement difficulty, okay. That is the symptom and sign of inflammation. Kalau pain je, not considered as arthritis, okay. Usually gout occurs abruptly, peak 24 hours, last 1 to 2 weeks, okay. It responds to colchicine, NSAID, okay, anti-inflammatory, okay. Commonest affected site, first MTP. Midfoot, yes. Ankles, also yes. Sometimes they can present to you with polyarticular, make it more difficult to make diagnosis, okay. Take home message, recommendation 3 in our gout CPG. Demonstration of MSU should be performed to confirm diagnosis of gout. But it's okay. At primary care level, you don't have microscope and there is no person who can do the aspiration of knee, okay? And it's not easy to do the polarized light microscope, okay? Not that very easy, okay? MSK ultrasound may assist in the diagnosis of gout. Yes, betul, especially in atypical presentation. And we should screen for the comorbidities because gout ni one of the disease is metabolic. Okay, metabolic disease. Okay, with that, I thank you. Question? Huh? 47. Apa tu? Hi doctor, how to differentiate gout from pseudo gout clinically? As I said to you before, gout it is very painful, very painful. Joint, okay, very painful joint. Patient usually cannot. Jangan sentuh, jangan sentuh dia punya joint. It's very painful. It peak at 24 hours. Okay, pseudo gout ni dia not that very painful, okay. and then you still can walk. You macam dia because you got ni because of it's not like gout lah. Gout very painful, surrogat is less painful, and then peak dia gout peak 24 hours you can feel the peak lah. Okay. Does asymptomatic appearance increase the risk of other comorbidities just like gout? Yes. Yes. Yes, betul. Asymptomatic appearance increase the risk of other comorbidities. Betul? Yes. Okay. Any suggestion or how would you counsel gout patient in early progress of disease? In example, without tophi complication. A lot we present with arthritis during acute flare and then not come back for follow-up, even opt for OTC, NSAID and colchicine from pharmacy without consultation. Recurrent presentation is not willing to go on ULT. Usually with complication when it's too late. They are okay to be. Yeah, betul. I agree with this one. We need to educate our patient, actually our public, about the complication of gout. Kalau tak, diorang will never understand. Usually kan during my clinic, maybe my clinic is special clinic, so I can explain to our patient more. Okay, I will lukis gambar, lukis gambar joint, and then bagi picture to them the complication, the end result of the disease, baru dia timbul kesedaran. Kalau tak, we cannot change the people. Yeah. What association? Kan?
Answer later.
Okay. Answer later. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Noliza, for the talk on the diagnosis, as well as how we assess a patient who came in with symptoms suggestive of gout. There was a question just now asking whether there's a patient who come in with chronic joint pain. There was a question, someone with chronic joint pain. Just now, ada tak? Kita kata kita nak answer it live. All right. So there was a question. Someone who has symptoms of chronic joint disease, and then have worked out for RA. Don't think it's RA, and because the uric acid was a bit high, started on allopurinol. Whether this is a correct not diagnosis of gout is clinically, like what Dr. Liza was saying. There are several stages of gout manifestation. Initially, would come in with gout flares, joint pain, swelling, some precipitating factors, lasted for about a few days, especially after giving some painkiller, and in between the attacks they are okay, intercritical periods, and again after a specific predisposing factors, they develop another gout attack. So gout flare, intercritical period, another gout flare. That's how gout typically gout present with. But with time, if not treated, they can present with chronic persistent joint pain. So if the patient is like that initially, take the further history. If the presentation was like that, probably your patient has gout. Now with the chronic deformity of the joint, tophi, etc., then probably patient have a chronic joint pain and deformity. That's why the patient still has pain. But whether it is still RA or not, again, go clinical. Is the joint inflamed? Is it inflammatory joint disease or mechanical joint disease? In rheumatoid arthritis, your rheumatoid factor ACPA can be negative too. So all go back to clinical and the investigations. If you really think this is gout, initially with the initial presentation of gout and subsequently went into chronic presentation of gout, then yes,